Draw your navel in and back to a neutral pelvis. Squeeze the bottoms of the ankles together, and you're going to slowly start to lift your heels off the ground, and then we lower back down. And as we do this now, I'm going to offer some cues. And you guys just keep moving and keep playing with these cues as we go up and down, lifting the heels with an inhale, lowering with an exhale. As you lift, you're going to think of the ankle bones hugging toward each other, hugging the outer hip muscles to the bone as well. So you feel the whole leg start to turn on. Feel your calf muscles begin to shorten. They lift as you lift the heels. And as you lower, the calf muscles elongate again. Again, you inhale to lift, ankles are squeezing together. And now, this line that the 2 feet coming together makes, as you lift, you want it to stay symmetrical in the center. And as you lower, you want it to stay symmetrical, meaning you don't want your ankles to the right, to the left. And you might notice when you come down, if they wobble a little bit, we're just building stability, and that's okay. The biggest important thing I want you to watch out for is this. This is a massive culprit of a cue that I try to teach clients. So when you lift up, it's very important that the outer and inner legs work together to support the ankle so they don't bow out. This bowing or sickling, some people call it, out creates a weakness in the legs, causes problems for the knees and the hips and all sorts of things. We're going to do 3 more. I know it's probably starting to burn. Hopefully you feel it up the whole back of your leg too. Last one, we're going to lift and slowly lower down. Now let's take the feet hip distance apart so that you can practice again without the feedback of the touching. However, when you lift, you're going to feel that feedback, the same feeling that your feet had when you were lifting and squeezing them together. You're working on that here. So we slowly lift and slowly lower, pushing down through all 5 spaces between the toes, meaning the space between your pinky and your next toe, that toe and the next one, all the way through to the big toe and second toe. And we refer to that, or I refer to that, it feels like the webbing of my feet. And my legs are actually burning pretty good right now. I hope you guys feel it too. We're going to do 3 more in this position. Outer hips hugging in, nice strong ankles. You're moving slowly with control because we're not just lifting to lift, right? We're focusing on the whole leg experience, the whole foot, the ankle stability. Let's do 3 more. Ooh, my legs are burning. 2 more. Good. Last one, guys. Lift and then lower down. Perfect. Okay. 1 more position. We're going to do it in the turnout. So turnout happens at the hip, at the joint. It doesn't happen at your foot. So oftentimes, especially with the ladies, I'll be like, turn out the feet, and we go to this like gnarly turnout of the ankle. The ankle is the bottom part of the chain. The turnout is happening higher. So it's about a wrapping of the thigh bones externally, still lifting through the inner thighs as we come up and lower down. This position can be tricky because you cannot see my ankles bowing out here. It can be a little slippery little sucker. So I still want you to think of those inner ankle bones hugging towards each other, the outer hips hugging in. Think of the front of the foot articulating as you lift your heels and the bottom of the foot articulating as you lower. As you can see, I'm not going super fast because I'm really trying to look and feel. And if you don't have a mirror in front of you, I suggest just flipping your phone around. You don't actually have to record it, but it's really nice when there's not a teacher or someone else around to be able to cue your body for you to be able to see it. We're going to do 4 more here. The thigh bones are rotating externally. The inner ankles and inner thighs are still lifting in and up to support the stability of the ankles. Your toes are still spread really wide on the floor as you push through all 5 webbings of the foot. Here's one more. And then we lower down. Ooh, my legs are burning, my calves. All right, let's add on to that. Now you're going to come down into a wide-legged squat. Let me scoot back. And again, because this isn't about balance today, unless you want it to be, hold on to your chair. You're going to lift the right heel and lower. We're going to stick to the right side. Now, because we're using balance to help a chair to help us balance, go ahead and look down at that right ankle. Use your eyes, your mind body connection, and notice, is your ankle popping out? If so, do your best to push down through the ball of the foot. Lift the heel slowly and lower it back down. We have 3 more, and you're working on perfection today. I don't often say that, but right now we want nice, perfect ankles lifting for 3, 2, and now we switch to the other side, the left, and this is a culprit for me. She's challenging. So you'll notice on my left side, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm having trembles as I lift and lower because I'm trying to teach my left side a new pathway using different muscle contraction and coordination, and so it causes a little like slow friction in the body. So it creates these little, sometimes in Pilates, we say a Pilates shake. I'm sure in bar class they talk about it too. I don't take too much bar. I think I was traumatized as a little kid doing ballet and gymnastics, but lately I actually have come to appreciate these movements and I want to jump back in a bar class. But, anyways, we're focusing on the ankle and you're pushing down. We have 4 more on this side. 4. This is a good way to practice that lift and a turnout, and you're looking with your eyes. We have 2 more. I can feel my whole booty working. When you focus on these feet and ankles, it's amazing how you ignite the whole leg. I hope you guys can feel that. Perfect. Come all the way down, get a little bounce squat, lift up, reach the arms to the ceiling. Good. And then we're going to come back down. And then one more time, bounce, squat, lift. Good. And then we come down and we're going to hold again. And now you're going to alternate right, left, right, left. What helps me is thinking about the front of my foot, like this little arch of your foot. I think of it like my spine. And as I'm lifting and lowering my heels, I think about articulating my foot just like I would my spine. And that really helps me to visually, mentally connect to my feet, my ankles. And then I start to notice, how does it feel when I do that up the chain? What does it make my legs feel like when I connect up the chain? Because that's a cue for you moving forward. When somebody's not around cueing you, go to the felt sense of how the exercise felt. What new muscles are working? My left butt cheek is definitely working harder than my right because she has a tendency to just hang out. Here we go. Let's do a few more. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Hold the right up, hold the left up in little pulses. 10, 9. Lengthen through those inner thighs to the big toe. Outer hips and booty is hugging in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels down, straighten the legs, squeeze the thigh muscles up as you reach the arms up. Now turn your heels out. Take your hands either to a chair, to your blocks, or all the way to the ground. We're all different here, but what you are trying to do is keep your back flat, lengthen your spine forward as you stretch the backs of the legs and the inner thighs. And now we'll bend into the right knee and then bend into the left knee. So we'll just side to side a little bend. And as you're doing this, you're still thinking of your gluteal muscles turning on, your abs drawing in and up. And we'll glide a few more times, stretching the inner thighs and the backs of the thighs. So that's what we're going for here. As you squat over to the right leg, glute, and abs are working. As you come to the left, same story, glute and abs are working. Let's do one more to the right, one more to the left, back to the center. Get a nice deep stretch one more time, and then both hands to the hips, and we lift the chest. Very nice. All right, keep your yoga block. If you have socks on, now would be the time to take them off because we're going to get into some yoga poses. It's very difficult to do yoga with socks on. So just word to the wise. All right, I'm going to stick my chair out of the way. But if you need a chair here, you're going to have it at the top of your mat with the part of the chair that you sit on facing you. So the part of the chair, the flat seat, would be facing you. All right. If you're going to use a yoga block, you're just taking it down to the mat. We're going to take the feet really wide. Let's see if I can do this. 1 second, guys. I think I need to give me more view. Back it up. Okay. All right, that's better. So take your feet really wide. You're going to want them like as wide as your arms. It's going to feel wider than you're probably used to. Then you're going to pick up the right toes, turn the right toes to the front of the mat. Take your hands on your hips. Hardest part of a warrior stance is to get these hips level and even. We tend to be like this. So we want to level and even out those hips. Activate and hug those outer hips in, and we'll start to bend the front knee. As this happens, I'll straighten. We tend to be like this. It's not that this is an incorrect, it's incorrect for warrior. We want the pelvis nice and even. Inner right thigh is lengthening to inner big toe. Your back glute is activating and pushing into the back edge of the heel. Arms come out to a T, nice and tall through the spine. And now here's the exercise. We're going to straighten the front leg, squeeze the outer hip, pull up the quad, and now bend as you lengthen the inner right thigh. Keep squeezing that outer left hip and straighten. We have 3 more. You're going to bend. Very nice, you guys. And straighten, pull that right quad up. 2 more. Inhale to bend. Exhale, we straighten. Last one, come down to the bend and hold for 5. Steady, easy breath, even though your legs are really active. 4, 3, 2, straighten the leg, turn the right toes in, and the left toes turn to the front edge of the left side of the mat. Notice my right hip came forward, so I'm going to do my best to draw my right hip back by securing that outer right hip down to the right ankle. Externally rotating my left thigh as I pull the quad up, and we start to bend, lengthening inner left thigh. And then you straighten and you pull the front of the quad up, and then we lower. Very nice. And we lift. We have 3 more. Very active in the legs, this pose, as you inhale to lower and lengthen inner thigh to big toe. You exhale and squeeze as you externally rotate both hips, actually. 3 more. I think 3 more. We might be doing extra, but we'll all survive. There we go. Woo. 2 more. You might feel an opening in the groins, in the inner thighs. 1 more. We're going to come down. Let me scoot back a little. And we're going to hold. So we're trying to bring knee right over ankle. Inner thigh opens towards the wall behind you. Hips are level. Back glute. This hip is very active, reaching to that back heel. Your legs should be working very hard right here. Not a passive pose. Yoga, whoever says is easy, it's actually not. The asana part of yoga is actual work. So now we're going to straighten this left leg, turn the toes, and bring the feet together, march it out a little bit. All right. Second round, we're going to take it a little bit deeper. Take those feet wide apart again. You're going to lift the right toe, turn it out. Left heel, slightly, your right toes come back, excuse me, your back foot is slightly angled as well. So it would kind of look like this. So my left toe is slightly in. I'm going to take it further apart now. All right. Bend into that left knee and we're going to hold. Now let's think about your feet again. Can you widen your feet while you're here? Can you push into the pinky edge, the ball of the foot, the outer edge of the heel as you hold and bend? Hands can just, I'm keeping mine on my hips. This is hard enough for me. My arms out here is not necessary today. You can hear it in my breath and my voice. And we're holding warrior two. Now you're going to take your right elbow. You will tip the hips, right elbow to knee. You can hold your chair, or you can take your block behind your right ankle and be here. I'm still trying to roll my left hip open as I stack my shoulders. Inner right thigh reaches toward inner right ball of the foot. Take a nice big breath in. Lift your left arm up. And on your next inhale, come all the way up, straighten the right leg. Turn the toes and bring the feet together. Second side. So either move your chair over, move your block over, get your props. Step that right foot back, left foot turns forward. We come down and hold the warrior position. Your back foot is angled in slightly. Front foot is nice and straight. Hips level. Both my hips are turning on and activating and cinching toward one another. Now again, find your feet. Ball of the front foot is pressing and widening all the way to that pinky edge. Press into the outer edge of the heel on the right foot. Outer edge of the heel on the left foot while still keeping that space between the big and second toe. Now we start to tip the pelvis. Forearm comes to the knee. Let me scoot back. Or you have your block or you have your chair. So your chair can help you, your block, hand on the thigh, whatever you need. But we're still using your full foot. Nice strong ankles. So the ankle is nice and stable. Connect to that feeling, even though we're doing different positions with our legs. Can you feel the inner and outer hips working? Take that right arm to the ceiling. Shoulders are stacked. Take one more exhale, and then use your inhale to lift up as you turn the left foot. Woo. Feet come back together. All right, we're going to add on one more time. So, feet come really wide again. Right toes turn forward. Hips are level to start. It's always good to practice that. Check in with your feet. Spread them out. Ball of the foot all the way to the pinky edge are active. You're going to start to tip your hips as you bend your knee. Take your hand to the block or your chair. From here now, I'm going to keep my left hand on my hip. Back heel is pushing into the edge of the mat. We're going to start to straighten our right leg. Good. And you're going to straighten and push the mat through the whole entire foot. That right foot is spreading and widening as you externally rotate the right hip and pull that right quad up. Take the left arm to the ceiling as you rotate this left hip. Good, you guys. Nice, strong right leg, and keep pushing into that back heel on the back leg. Lots of action in these legs. Take one more exhale, then you'll use your inhale to lift up, turn the foot, and we'll do the other side. Take your block, adjust your props, take those feet nice and wide, level the hips to start. It's great practice. Roll that left quad externally now, or excuse me, left hip as you pull the quad up. We start to bend, I'm going to stay in the frame for you guys. Take the arm down like warrior extended angle. From here now, we're going to straighten the left leg, but I'm going to do my best to keep this right hip pushing back as I lift my left quad up and push through my foot. Look at your ankle. My ankle wanted to do that saggy little bit. So hug from the inside. Look at your body. Look at your legs. Push that back heel down, and we try to open up the right hip. Right arm comes up to the ceiling, stacked above the left. Your legs are so active. I'm sweating. Take a big breath out, and then use your inhale to lift up and turn the foot. Feet come back together. Very nice, guys. Grab your chair for balance. So those two poses are two of my favorite poses to turn on the legs and stretch and open the inner thighs. We're going to do a little bit of squatting now with our ankles. So you're going to come into a little squat, stand up, lift the heels. Lower the heels, squat, stand up, push through the toes. If you're having a hard time keeping those ankles supported, let's take a pause here. You can take your block between the ankles, come back up, and now as you lift, you hold that block. We sit and go back. Come up, squeeze the butt, lift, and lower the heels and squat. Very good. So now things to think about as we're doing this. You're lengthening the abdominals back as you squat, squeezing and lifting the inner thighs as you lift. Inhale to lower. Watch these knees. We don't want them to knock. And inhale to lift. It's amazing when you connect, right? I'm shaking everywhere. I'm slightly out of breath. Just doing something as simple as squatting and lifting the heels. But when we do it with connection, when we recruit the whole body, when you think of these little details of function, not only does it feel better and work better on the body, but it actually makes you work a whole heck of a lot harder. We're going to do 4 more. And you're practicing hugging those heels or ankles as you lift the heels. Good, you guys. Squeeze the buns in the outer hips as you lift. Lengthen the abs back. Let your sits bones widen as you squat. And now your sits bones hug toward each other as you lift. Let's do 2 more to practice in action our feet, our ankles. 1 more time. You're gonna lift and hold the lift and hug your block. Pubic bone up to the face. Outer hips hug in. 3, 2, 1, lower down. Okay, here's our final little exercise of the day, and you can choose to do it however actively you want. I'm dying of heat now, so I'm going to take this sweatshirt off. All right, so we're going to squat and either prepare to lift actively and dynamically. If you want to make this more challenging, you could do a little push through jump. But what we're thinking about today, I don't care if you jump. That's irrelevant. What is relevant is the push through the feet, right? So you watch my foot push through the ground, pushing through or lifting actively. So that's our focus. It's not how fast, it's not how many, it's focusing on our ankles and our feet and that strength through our foundation. We're going to do 10 together. Sit and stand. Sit, strike through those feet. Think of those inner ankles hugging in. Here's 6, 5. I'm going to add a little jump. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take an inhale, come up, reach the arms to the ceiling. Side bend to the right. We're using this to catch our breath. Inhale through the center, over to the left. Inhale back up. Second set, we're going to squat and lift 10. 9, think of those strong feet and ankles, your whole foot connecting to the ground and then pushing through the ground as you lift off. Jumping for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take an inhale, come all the way up. Take those feet wide again. Arms out to the sides, and we come down. If you need your blocks or a chair here, your arms could be up on your chair, on your blocks. And then we're going to go side to side one more time. And this isn't passive. Remember, you're lifting those abs. Outer edge of your foot is staying connected as you shift side to side. Booty is working. Whole pad of your foot. Think of those feet today. We're really focused on the feet today. Mine feel different, right and left too. Come back to the center. This time, toe heel your feet hip distance apart. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Let your head hang. Let your arms hang if you can. Grab opposite elbows. Switch that grip if you grab the elbows. Release the hands. Look down at your feet now. Get them nice and parallel, even. Press through the webbing of each foot. Inner, outer heels pushing down with heavy arms like a rag doll. Slowly start to roll up. Very nice. We're going to do that 2 more times, and I want you to think of your feet. Chin to chest as you slowly roll down. Pressure in the feet stays even. I notice that my left hand starts to do something crazy because she's trying to help my left side. Little observances like that as you roll up, push evenly into your feet. Good, you guys. One more time. Chin to the chest as you roll down. Paying attention to those feet and ankles. No wobbly ankles or collapsed ankles. And you roll up nice and stable. Good. All right, we'll finish off coming down onto the knees. Again, if you need a block, you could put it under your butt. If that's too deep, you could stay forward, but I want your toes tucked, ankles together. Sometimes you have to reach back and help some of your toes. However far you can be. If you can come all the way back and sit upright, great. If that's too much for your feet and you have to stay here, that is totally fine too. Our goal is trying to stretch the feet, and you're going to sit up right here. Way to calm the breath and the heart rate. Hands on the thighs. Take a nice big inhale. Nice easy exhale. Inner ankle bones are still hugging together here. Nice easy breath in to slow down the heart rate as we stretch our feet. It might be a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. Discomfort is okay when we're trying to find new connection, space, and strength. One more time. Take an inhale. Good. And then exhale, release. And you can kind of tap out your feet. And then we'll finish with a little child's pose stretch. So toes come back forward, knees wide. I'm going to come about halfway back. My left arm comes out. My right arm reaches as you try to rotate your left chest up to the ceiling. And then come back and switch. And we'll just do this a few times. Back to switch. And you're rotating your spine. Collarbone stays nice and broad. And you want to keep the space even on both sides of your body. So we are not side bending. You are rotating your rib cage around your spine like a little rotisserie chicken. Going around the spine is your visual. One more time to the left. Good. And then one more time to the right. And then you'll go in to the middle. Stretch both arms forward. And then you'll round to come up. Bring your feet and ankles together one last time. We sit back and we hold for one last round of breath while you calmly just keep your hands on your thighs, or if your hands are forward, that's okay too. Really working on stretching the feet, bringing that awareness to your feet and ankles. Very good, you guys. Take one final round of breath here before you go ahead and come on out. Take your arms forward, and we'll just sort of tap out the feet a little. And you're done for the day. So I hope that got your heart rate up, your legs active. I hope it showed you that warrior positions in yoga aren't simple. They're challenging. They take time to learn and to practice. Think about those feet. You want to be aware of what your feet are doing. We've talked about it a few times now. The webbing of your foot. So when I say that, just in case anyone was confused, I'm thinking of, so if I turn this way, the space between each toe. You're trying to widen and push through that space. Inner and outer edge of the heel, all that stuff. So it's just creating awareness around your feet and ankles. And when we focus on those little things, you start to feel the body ignite in different ways. So I hope you felt that today. I hope your legs are nice and warm, inner thighs open, backs of the legs, feet and ankles. And I will see you guys next Monday morning for a little bit more movement. Have a great day.